Okay, good morning everyone. We're going to get right into the stock market technical analysis. Early morning video for me this morning just because we're kind of at some key levels right now. So I definitely want to point out everything I'm seeing in the markets. Guys, if you're new and you want to learn this as a skill set, again, I repeat it every day, but for anybody that's new to the channel, it's just coming in, my stock market technical analysis will give you some training. It's going to give you insight into how this market works, into how the charts work. You're going to be able to pick up and read the charts much cleaner, and it should help build your skill set so that you're able to find your own trade ideas and manage your own trades. And that's really key. You can't always just follow someone in trading. It's pretty tough. So in general, having that as a skill set, I think is an invaluable asset. Link in the description below. I priced it affordable. It's there for your use if you're interested. So check that out, link in the description below. Okay, and next up, if you're interested in joining my private member group, again, that's a group that it's very affordable as well. Link in the description below for that, or there should be a join button next to the subscribe button. You won't see it on an iPhone. Apple apparently restricts that. So you have to go to the description in the in the link of this video for that. But join up. Again, I give early morning insight. I already posted something, pre-market this morning. And so it should give you kind of an advanced heads up and additional trade ideas I'm posting in there. And then also we do a Saturday live stream where I cover, subscriber stock picks, items you want me to look at, charts you want me to look at. I spend about an hour there on Saturday. So if you're interested, join up. We welcome you. So okay, let's get into the charts, guys. A couple of things. So let's go to the futures, Nasdaq futures, NQ. This is an hour chart, and if you roll out to the daily, you'll see we're basically in a downtrend, clear downtrend in the since we started in 2022 basically, but if you go down to the hourly chart, you can really see that the most recent downtrend is right here. All right, resistance, 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 and you can see right where we're trading at now, very close to that key level of resistance, up to about 12,610 or so. That's kind of key resistance. So very close. The risk reward for going long is no longer favorable because you've got major resistance just overhead. In fact, I'm more interested in shorting and covering my longs. So I talked about that in the pre-market with the private membership, how I was covering half my trade, half of my longs pre-market, and then looking to sell the rest into any kind of spike we get this morning, which is pretty much what I've been doing. And I'm looking to actually probably start a short position. So that's kind of my play right now. NQ. Additionally, if you look back here on the NQ, you'll see that this was the former support here. Okay, we had 4 tags of it, and we're basically right back at it. So the way I see it, zone of resistance really right through here. You also have some resistance right there at 12,466. We're just overhead that right now, but again, right into major resistance. And so I think we're probably going to fade down for at least a move to the downside. So that's the Nasdaq futures. If you look at the triple Qs, you'll see here, same kind of look, just a major zone of resistance. So again, on the hourly chart, resistance, resistance. This is kind of your downtrend line here, and we're almost there. Now it could spike up to about 305.50, 305.80, somewhere right in there. That's kind of the top end of the range of resistance. We also have resistance coming from this trend line, which was former support. Okay, and as you zoom in, you can see reaction right in there. And then it was resistance right here, and there we are again, right at it. Okay, at least right there. So as far as I view it, zone of resistance right through here. Doesn't make sense to be long here. In fact, I'd rather look at shorting. And again, I've been taking profit pre-market and any kind of spike, and we've already started to see it spike a little. I've been taking some more off, looking to build a short position here for a pullback. At a very minimum, you've got a gap. So I think we could easily fill that gap down there at 300, call it. And then we'll see. Okay, the other thing, no divergences really. So obviously we could, stay here for a while, build some divergences, very possible. If I look at the NQ, just slight, and this is going back to the futures, just slight bullish or bearish divergence. See it right here on the RSI starting to roll over and put in that negative divergence. On the PPO, I don't really have anything there. So kind of, we're just starting the, to me, it looks like we're in the area where we could top out. Doesn't mean we're gonna sell off or sell down today, but it looks like the area where we should be topping out with kind of minimal upside. Okay, and that's kind of how I see the S&P 500 futures ES. You can see right here, we've got, this is an hourly chart, resistance, 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 and we're just below that. So obviously, you know, again, that's the theme this morning is minimal upside, although potential for a little more, and big resistance just overhead. So I'd rather step in early, take my profit, start to look to reverse short rather than try to squeeze out every last dime. You never know if the sellers are going to step in early as well. So again, the minimal upside there. Looking at the hourly chart, you can see negative divergence showing up there on the RSI. Nothing on the PPO yet. So, you know, we might grind around here for a little bit, put in the negative divergence on the PPO, and then start to roll over. I just see minimal upside, so I'd rather look to build a short position. Now, if we break out, and let's say we break out, okay. If we don't have divergences and stuff, and we start to break out, then maybe we've got a lot more upside. But as of right now, right below resistance like this, I'm more interested in taking profit and looking to go short. And the SPY S&P 500, you can see basically we've got kind of, and this is an hourly chart, resistance, 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 and we're just below it. So again, you know, still minimal upside, but still potential for a little more, and no negative divergences. So again, you know, I think we'll grind around and probably we could hit that trend line, but it just doesn't make sense to stay short, to remain long. Okay, it doesn't make, especially not heavily long. I'd look to more to take profit, and that's what I've been doing. Okay, gold bullion, nothing really going on too much today. They're just they're still selling it. Any kind of pops are still selling it. So I don't see any real change here in gold. The dollar, this is dollar futures. Again, if you look at that, we had a sell signal and a breakdown. If you go to the hourly chart, you can see kind of a short-term sell signal, but we had this bearish rising wedge pattern with negative divergence on both momentum indicators. We broke down, back tested for a little while, and there's that perfect back test I talked about in the video yesterday, and boom, sold it down. Little kickback rally, probably could rally up to, this 109.40 area, but again, likely going to continue lower on the hourly, or back to the daily, down to this trend line down here. Okay, I don't know when it hits, but that's kind of a good solid base of support. So I think that's where we're heading, down there, and then we'll see. You know, maybe we break, but for now, the dollar is likely going to go lower. Now that is, you know, could be bullish for stocks in the short term, but it's really about timing as well. I mean, if the dollar continues lower, maybe the market kind of holds up, grinds around, and then the dollar rises. I mean, you don't always trade the dollar exactly. You know, a falling dollar isn't always in the short term bullish for stocks. Okay, so just trade the charts as you see them. And right now I see the dollar going lower and I see the market rallying into resistance. That's basically it. Oil. So this is oil futures and CL. We're at good resistance right now. You can see here this level of about 85.90 or so. That was kind of former resistance back here. And then it's really kind of held up as support through here, support right through there. We broke, all right? We got a sell signal and a breakdown, and now we're having a kickback rally. So it's right to resistance. So it looks like a pretty decent area to short oil for the next move down. The next level that I've got is right down here. Decent support right down here on oil futures at about 75.50-ish, somewhere right in there. So that looks objective to short. Starbucks, kind of a new trade idea. Now, it's not the best stock for shorting. It's kind of a blue a blue chip stock, so not always a huge mover, but this is what I see in the chart so far. So Starbucks, you can see price action wise, today we're just above the 200-day simple moving average, just barely. And we've got that with negative divergence. So see that right there. Now, not fully confirmed because, again, the RSI still hasn't kind of started pointed down and the PPO still pointed up. So if it wants to continue, if the momentum wants to continue higher, we could take out these divergences. But as of right now, this new high that we're making just above the 200-day moving average is a divergent high, and I think there's a good probability that it fails. Okay, what they like to do is pop things just above the 200. They'll pop it just for a day or two, and then it'll fail. All right, so especially if you're in a bear market. Bear markets, they'll just pop things, run a bunch of stops and everything, and then they fail. So that's kind of what I see. If I look at the hourly chart here, you can also see we've got sort of this bearish rising wedge pattern. And we broke down and we're just above it here, just kind of chopping, but I think we could fail that. So look for that. If you see that, that's likely going to signal that that's the end of the run in Starbucks, and we're probably going to make a good sizable drop down. Okay. If that starts to play out, I can fine tune it and maybe look at some support levels. You'll probably get a little reaction down here at the low as the first area of support, about 83.15 or so. I would think they'll, a little reaction there would be likely. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys know where my thoughts are. We're heading right into that key resistance, 305.80-ish. And I think that's looks like an opportunity to short in my opinion. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Check out the course if interested. And we'll catch you later. Bye.